Good day, everyone, and yes, you are once again welcome to Justified series. So before we begin, my name is Justified. I am the CEO of this wonderful academy. I get me. So today we are going to be moving really fast, and today the subject we are taking today is chemistry. I know you might be wondering, but sir, in the last video you told us that you'll be taking just English, math, and economics. Yes, I said that, but then a couple of science students have been begging me that I should help them with some science subjects. And remember, I told you that the material I gave you guys in the group chat, that we are going to be using them to practice. Yes, so yes, that's why I'm doing making a video on chemistry, and it's going to be only chemistry practical, because the material I gave you is the material for chemistry practical. So right now, go to your phone, open the material, and follow me. And yes, if you want to also get more videos like this on the science subjects or other subjects, then you need to participate very well. So you get, because of your participation, that is not just watching, commenting, I get me, and sharing with your friends, we will determine whether I will upload more or other subjects. So you get, so as simple as that. So yes, so today we are taking chemistry practical. So before I start with the questions, I just want to explain to you how chemistry practical is. So now, chemistry practical, WAEC Chemistry Practical is divided into into three parts. We have the part A, we have the part B, and we have the part C. So you get. So now, part A is where you guys will do the titration stuff. So you get, whereby you'll be titrating are you getting me? That's for option A. So let me just call option A titration. Then option B is the part whereby they will be asking you to mix. Let me just give you an example from my phone here. I beg, don't let me talk too much. So let me just go to my phone and give you an example. So now option B, like this, the part B comes in this format. They will tell you that C is an organic compound. Carry out your following exercise on C. So you get, they will tell you to put about 10 drops of C on a watch glass and ignite it. So you get. So in particular, in option B now, option B is not really titration. So you get, what you are basically going to be doing in option B is you are going to be making use of these three things. Tests. You draw a table like this where you have tests, observation, and inference. Are you getting me? So the question will be the tests. Are you getting me? Now let me give an example now. This question here is saying that you should put about 10 drops of C on a watch glass and ignite it using a burning spirit. So now you just do it like this. C on a water glass. Yes. C on a water glass plus plus burning spirit. Are you getting me? Then because this practical now, you don't use to cram in the exam hall. You will now write out what you observe. Now what you observe will now determine what your inference will be. That is what option B is all about. Are you getting me? And then option C is whereby they will now ask you random questions. Let me see what I have here. Option C is whereby they can just ask you to identify a salt, or whereby they can just ask you to come in. Let me swipe to what I have here. They can ask you to mention two gases that solid in water. They can just mention. She gets more like option C is like theory of everything. She get just to list, mention. It's not too much like that. The main work is on A and B. She gets. But today, we touch B, but that will be the last part. But I'll first of all touch A and C first. She get, that is, we'll be practicing question on A and C more before we come to B. I think I'll take just one question in B so that we can move on fast. All right, guys. So now let's start with option A. Now, everybody, open your PDF. Everybody that participated in the task I gave them on the group chat, I gave you guys one PDF, right? Let me even call the name of the PDF. The PDF is let me see, what's the name of the PDF again? I don't waste too much time on this. The PDF is JTA WAEC Chemistry Practical Questions. Exactly. So that's it. So just enter your phone and open it. Let's take the first question. Now, the first question is a question that was on is a titration question, like I said earlier. So you get now. So basically, you have first of all carry out a practical, which is what titrating something. I will display the question on your screen, shall you see it on your screen. But then that is not my focus, shall you get? My focus here is to what? Is to solve the questions under it. Now, under titration, you'll be asked to what? Carry out a practical, right? And in that practical, during the practical, you'll be asked to what? Document some things that should be in what? In this particular table. Shall you get? Let me see. It will be in this particular table, whereby you'll be asked to what? To write out what? Some values. You have what? Your rough titer value. Are you getting me? You have your what? Your first titer value, your second titer value, and sometimes you can have your what? Your third titer value. Now you see this particular thing here. Me, I don't have any business with it at all because of now. Let me explain to you how WAEC does it. This titer value now, everybody in your school should get that is doing the WAEC will carry out this practical. Are you getting me? Everybody will carry out this practical. Now, see, all of you, your answer, the answer you get must not be different from the answer your teacher will get. Because of yes, your teacher will also provide his own table, right? So your answer must correlate to your teacher's own. So during my time, what my teacher did for me was that he taught us well how to do it. Like we did practical like 1, 2, 3 times. So we saw the values we got. So on that day, everything rhymed. So what we just did was that we did practical and then we got the table. Then from the table, that was when the real work now started. Are you getting me? So let me clean this one up. So now, after you've gotten the table, that is when you now begin the real work. So I'm not here to explain practical to you guys or how you will be pouring paint inside this thing. I don't have anything here with me. I don't have any apparatus here with me. So I cannot carry out any practical. In your school, you do that. But then the major one that your teacher will not teach you is what I'll be teaching you now. You get? Because of there's that particular one that your teacher will not teach you. And here is it. So let's assume that, let me just draw my table again. Let me redraw my table. Let me draw my table well. So this is my table here, right? You can see it too. It is in your what? It is in your it's in the PDF. Or should I draw it again? I beg. I don't want to waste time drawing table. The table will be displayed what? On your screen. Sure you get. The table will be displayed on your screen. So I want you guys to pay attention to it. Are you getting me? Pay attention to the table on your screen. All right, so now you will pay attention to what? To the values at the bottom. Now you see your volume of acid is what you'll be paying attention to. Are you getting me? And then how do you get your volume of acid? It is what? The initial what? The initial reading. So you get minus what? The final reading. That's how you do it too. So now for the rough titer value now, the final reading here, okay, sorry, it's final minus initial. Yes, it's final reading minus initial that I have here. So it's going to be final reading minus initial, yes. Final reading minus initial, yes. That's final burette reading minus initial. So final reading minus what? Initial burette reading. And you have to carry that for all of the values here. Now, for the rough, it will be what? 12. Let me just write it here. For the rough, it will be what? 12.6 minus what? 0.6. That will give you what? That will give you 12.00. Yes, I don't know why it's showing me rubbish here. Then the next one, first titer value. It will be what? It will be 25.1 minus what? Minus 12.6. Which give you what? Let me back it here. 25.1 minus 12.6. That will give you what? 12.5. Is that correct? Yes, it's correct. Then same thing go for the second titer value, which is what? 12.4 minus what? 0, and you get what? 12 12.4. So you get. So now for the third one, third titer value is what? It's going to be what? 25.00 minus 12.4, which give you what? Which give you 12.6. You can see now. So once you've been able to get your volume of acid for each of these, what then do you do? You have to now what? Get your average what? Titer value. And how do you get your average titer value? You add everything here together. See, you add the first titer value, second titer value, and third titer value together and divide by what? By 3. And if you don't have third titer value, you add the rough, the first and second word together. So you get. I think we have one like that. Yes. Sorry. You add just. Sorry, everybody, please pay attention. You should always what? Add just the first titer value together, second and third. If there's not third, you add just the first and second together, right? So I don't make mistake. I'm correcting it for you guys. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it. All right. So now, when you now add everything here together, and then you divide by 3, what do you get? Your average titer value then becomes what? So 12.5 plus 12.4 plus 12.6. Please, everybody, to your calculator. On that day of the exam, you'll be using calculator. So this is not jam. 12.5 plus what? 12.4 plus what? 12.6 divided by what? By 3. You see? The answer is what? Hey, marker has finished. Jesus. That's what? That's 12.5. Okay, so let me close my marker. Hey. So I will get on that marker quickly. So that's 2.5. So now our average, our average titer value is what? Is 12.5. Now everybody, please write this 12.5 somewhere, because of that is what we are going to be working with now. So just follow me carefully. So now let's now move back again to the table, because I want to teach you guys something very, very interesting. All right, follow me carefully. All right, so we now know our average titer value to be what? Let me put that average titer value to be what? To be 12.5 centimeter cube. Yes. Now you might be wondering, why is it centimeter cube? It's because of the reading. The breath reading is what? Always measured in what? In centimeter cube. Yes. So now that is what? That is the average titer value. Now I said I was teaching you how to get your table. Right. Now you see, one thing that WAEC needs is what? Is this thing. You get me now? This is what WAEC needs. So your average titer value must correspond with the one your teacher has. Do you get? So is that value that we check. Once it corresponds, you have your mark. So you get? Once it corresponds, you have your what? Your mark. But once it doesn't correspond, that's when you fail it. So what our teacher did for us, Abi, what he did for us was that he told us what is average titer value, right? As he told us like this, we did our practical, and then we ensured that what? We ensured that we got that exact what? That exact value. Now, how will you get that value? When you are using the same chemicals in the school, there is no how your value will be close to it. Do you get it now? So that's how it's done. Oh God, I don't want to go to that long process. Okay, but let's try. Let's see how it's gonna go. So now we have the table here like this, right? We have the table here like this. Now let's draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We have our first dash here. So here we have the rough. We have the first titer value. We have the second titer value. We have the third titer value. Right? Here we have the final reading. Yes, there's a dash on that. Yes. Here we have the initial reading. Right? Yes. And then here we have the volume of acid. I get me. So now we know that this is our average titer value. So the first thing you do is that you ask yourself, what 3 values when divided by 3 will give you 12.5? In fact, let me tell you, okay, let's see 12.5 first. You get. Now let me just tell you the secret. You see, 3 values that will give us 12.5 is what? Is 12.4 plus 12.5 plus 12.6. When you divide this value by 3, they will give you what? They will give you what's called it? They will give you this. Now let's now say that what the value is not what? Is not 12.5. Let's say the value is what? Is 20. Let's say it's 20. Let's say our average theta value is what? Is 20 centimeter cube. Now, what do you think will give us 20 centimeter cube? What 3 values will give us 20 centimeter cube? See the answer here. It will be what? It will be 19. Come in, it will be 19.9 plus what? 20.0 plus what? 20.1. Alright, oh yeah. Now, press this in your calculator and divide by 3 and tell me what you will get. So 19.9 plus 20 plus 20.1 divide by what? By 3, you get 20. Are you seeing it now? Now that's the first step. So now that you've been able to achieve this thing, you now write those things that you got down here. So here you have your what? Your first one, which is 19.9. Here you have your second one, which is 20, and here you have the third one, which is what? 20.1. Are you getting me now? Are you following me well? You see it? Now, what will be your what? Your rough. I can say let my rough be 20.1. She gets. It does not need to. This rough is not really needed like that. She gets. It's not really needed. Now we've gotten the volume of acid. Now our final reading, our initial reading. How do we now formulate them? Now let me now tell you how you do it. All you just need what is 2 values that when you subtract them, they will give you this. Are you getting me? They will give you this. Now, for this particular one, just write anything there that you just write anything there. You get this one very, very easy. So you can just write like I can just write let's say I can write 21 here 0.0, and then I can write here 0.9. Yes, it's possible. It's very possible. So when I subtract it, I'll get what? 20.1. Right? Yes. Now, this is where the main work now starts. Are you getting me? This is where the main work starts. Now, what can we subtract that will give us 19.9? Very, very, very simple. Oh, sorry. I've left this. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. But it's the same processor. I'm going to teach you guys with this one, but I'm not using this data value here. I'm going to go no vex. And this one now. Wow, oh, God. Anyway, let's write down. It's not the same process. You can apply it. You can apply the same way to as well. So that just go on. So now, I can say that what my first theta value here is what is 25.0. So you get, I can say that, right? And then what will I subtract? What will I subtract from 25? That will give me 19.9. Let's see. Very, very simple. Just go to your calculator and press 25 minus what? 19.9. And you get what? You get 25 minus 19.9, you get 5.1. So here your reading must be 5.1. You see, we're already making a table just by having what? This thing. And then like that. Note, your final reading is meant to be higher than what? Than your initial. So you get your final reading is meant to be, what? Be higher than your what? Your initial. Yes. Always. That's the rule that will guide you through. So you get. So yeah, I can say that what my second reading should be what? Should be 20.0, and I can say that what this one should be what? Should be 0. So you get, so to give us 0. And yeah, I can say that what it should be the same thing here too as well. 25, or I can say 25.1. So you get, I can say it should be 25.1, and then I can now say it should be what? Minus what? 5 point. Is it 5 point now? Yes, 5.0. Yes. And then now you can see our table is ready. This one like this here. If I do for WAEC like this, WAEC will give my marks straight. So that's how you do it. You can see now I'm teaching you something. No, this is expensive. Your lecturer will not teach you at all. I say your lecturer, your teacher will not teach you. So you get. So that is how, that's how you form the table, and you're going to go. Just by what? Knowing the average theta value. So if your teacher is as nice like my own, or It's as nice as my own. Or how would I put it yourself? If your teacher is what? It's just like my former chemistry teacher, then you are lucky. So you get, because all you need is just what? Is just the average what? Titer value. And then what? You are good to go. Are you with me? Now let's begin proper to what? The main work that what? Your teacher will not teach you. Alright, so now if you now go back to the question, you will see that there's a place that says, from your results and the information provided, calculate the what? The concentration of A in mole per dm cube. So this is our first question now. They said, from your results, calculate the conc of A in mole per dm cube. Yes. Now this is where the main work starts. This is what your teacher will not teach you. Sure you get. This is what your teacher will not teach you. And it will come out in your chemistry practical. Like, I'm very, very sure it will come out. Now, what do you do? First of all, wait, you go back to the question. Look out for where, like, what did they call A? In the question, they say that what? A is a solution containing 15.8 gram dm cube of what? Of Na2S2O3. She gets. So, conc of A, let me write it here. So, A is equal to what? Na2S2O3. And then B is what? Our B is what? Is I2. Yes. No, our E is what? Is Ki. Our B is what? Is potassium iodide. That's it. So now, we are told to what? To find the conc of A. And we already have what? Our equation. You can see the equation there. I2 plus 2S2O3, which gives us what? 2I minus. You get, so there's an equation there. In the question, you see there already. So just, I beg everybody, please open your PDF. Thank you so much. You can follow me carefully. Now, what do you do? Now, to find the conc of A, you need to know what the formula to use. And what formula do you use when you are trying to find the conc of something in mole per dm cube? The formula is what? Is conc of A in gram per dm cube. So, to find this thing now, let me write it as, to find conc of A, the formula is what? Is going to be what? Conc of A in gram per dm cube. So you get. So when you get to the gram per dm cube, you now divide it by what? By the molar mass of A. That's the formula. You see it now. If you check the material there, the formula is already there. So you get. So all you just need to do is what? Is use the conc of A. And why is it this formula? It's because of, in the question, we were already told that A is a solution containing what? 15.8 gram per dm cube of N. So they already told us that what? The conc of A is what? Is 15. The conc of A in gram per dm cube is what? Is 15.8 what? Gram per what? Per dm cube. So now all we just need to do is what? Is find the molar mass of A. And this is the what? This is the compound here. So now how do you get the molar mass of A? It's simple now. I believe by now you guys should know this thing. But let's still do it. Let me write it here. So now, what is the molar mass of sodium? Is what? 23. And we have a 2 here. So times 2. Right? Plus, what's the one for sulfur? Sulfur should be, I think, 32. Sulfur is 32 times what? Times the 2 here. And oxygen, okay. Yes. Oxygen here is 16. So 16 times what? Times 3. So you get, gives you what? So now you add everything together. That would be your molar mass. So now let me go to my calculator because I like to follow my students while solving. So everybody, let's go. 23 times 2 is what? Is 46. I get me? And 30 times 2 is what? Is 64. So we have 46 plus 64 plus 16 times 3 is what? Is 48. Abi? Yes, it's 48. Now, our molar mass is now what? 158 gram per what? Per mole. Now, so we now have our molar mass, right? We will now divide this by this one. So that's it. That's how you do it. So 158 is the molar mass of what? Of the compound. So write it here. So now 15.8 divided by what? 158 gram per mole. Now that gives us what? 15.8 divided by what? By 158. That gives us what? 0.1. And then gram per dm cube divided by gram per mole. Let me do it here. Gram per dm cube divided by what? Gram per mole. For us to divide, what multiplication? Mole goes up, gram comes down. So we have gram per what? Per dm cube times what? Mole over what? Over gram. Gram cancel gram. What do we have? Mole over dm cube. And when you say mole over dm cube, same as saying what? Mole per dm cube. You see it now? Chemistry is sweet. Alright, so now that's it. So the answer is what? The answer is 0.1 mole per dm cube. Now, we've now what? Successfully what? Gotten the answer to what? To question 1bi. So you get 1a was the table and what? And 1a was getting the table and also getting the readings, the average data value, which is what we've done here. Now, or 1bi now is not, let me put as 1bi. And put it as bi. So you get, this is bi now. You can see it. So now 1bi is now getting the conc of A. Now we've now gotten the conc of A. 1bi now says what? Find the conc of I2 in B in mole per dm cube. Now let me rub this one off so that we can have space to what? To find the one for what? For bi. Alright, so are you ready for bi? This now, see, this one is where you have to what? Pay attention. See, leave TikTok, leave WhatsApp, and pay attention. And if you know the answer, kindly comment the answer. If you comment the answer well, I'll give you something. All right, so now let's go straight to question 1bii. Now, it says that we should find the conc of iodine in what? In B, right? Find the conc of what? Of I2 in B in mole per dm cube. So now this question is very, very simple. Come on, take this. It's what? It's very, very simple. Just that you need to know the actual formula to use. So when you already have what? Okay, first of all, let's write out what we already have. So to know formula to use, you write this out. We already have what? Our conc of A to be what? To be 0.1 mole per what? Per dm cube. Then we have our what? Our volume of acid to be what? This is it. Oh, your volume of acid what? Is your average titer value. That's what? 12.5 centimeter what? Cube. And then we have what? Conc of B to be what? Because of that we're looking for. She gets. And then the volume of B now. The volume of B is always what? Is always 25.0. She gets. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that's it. So yes, that is it now. So we have these three things. What formula in chemistry has all these three things in it? The formula is what? Is going to be what? CAVA over what? CBVB equals to what? NA over NB. So now we already have these things now. The next thing to find was what? Our number of moles of acid and number of moles of base. So you get, and if you look at the equation, well, the number of moles of acid at the right hand side is what? Is the number of moles of acid at the right hand side. I'm coming, you know. It's going to be what? It's going to be coming. Yes, it's going to be what? It's going to be 2. Yes, and the number of moles of base is going to be what? 1. Look at the equation there. Let me write the equation for you guys here. Yes, so the equation is given as what? I2 plus what? 2S2O3 2 minus, giving us what? 2 iodine plus what? S4O2 minus 6. So if I'm not wrong, this is the what number of moles of the acid, which is what, which is the 2 we are having here, and then this one is what the number of moles of the base, which was 1. That's what we are having here. So now that is it. Let me rub this off now, guys. So now that we have this, what do? We cross multiply. So 1 we multiply everything here, and 2 multiply everything here. So we'll be having what? 2 in brackets 2 in brackets no. Yes, 2 in brackets CB times VB. So CB is still CB times what? Our VB is what? 25. Equals to what? 1 times everything here. So 1 times what? 0.1 times VA is what? 12.5. So yeah, we are having what? 50 VB equals to 0.1 times 12.5 is what? Is 1.25. So now to get our VB, we divide both sides by 50. So our VB becomes what? 1.25 over 50. And that will give us what? That will give us 1.25 divided by 50 will give us what? 0.025 mole per dm cube. So that's the correct answer for question BII. So now, are you getting me now? That's how you do it. Now the next part now says find the, come on, let me rub this off now. Please, as I'm writing no, I beg, because of I'll clean it up in the so I don't waste time, because of I don't want the video to be too long. You get me now? Because I don't want it more than 1 hour. So probably I'll do part 1 and I'll do part 2 of this video, so I don't make it too long. So now, question BII now, she gets. The now said I should find what the percentage. Said find the percentage by mass, right? Find the percentage by mass of iodine in what? In the sample. So please, everybody open to that book or open to that PDF, I beg. Now, to find the percentage by mass of what? Of iodine in the sample, we first of all need to find the conc of what? Of I2 in what? In gram per dm cube. Are you getting me? We need to find what? The conc in what? In gram per dm cube. You know, we already have what? We already know the conc in what? In mole per dm cube. So now we need to find what? The conc in gram per dm cube. When we now have the conc in gram per dm cube, we will now use it to what? To find the percentage by mass she gets in the sample. Because now note the formula for what? For percentage by mass is given as what? Let me put percentage here. The formula is given as what? Is given as what? Conc in gram per dm cube. Conc in gram per dm cube divided by what? By 9 gram per dm cube. She gets of impure this thing. Wait. Yes, of impure I2, she gets multiplied by what? 100 over 1. That's the formula. You see it now? So once we can get our conc in gram per dm cube, then we can move on. So now, to get our conc in gram per dm cube, we know the formula. That's what? Conc in mole per dm cube. Okay, there's already this in here already. Conc in mole per dm cube, right? Equals to what? Conc in gram per dm cube over molar mass. So that's it. So now we know the conc in mole per dm cube to be what? To be 0.025, right? 0.025 equals to what? The conc in gram per dm cube, we call that 1x. And what is the molar mass of what? Of iodine. The molar mass of iodine is given to be what? Go to the question, I beg. Back to the question. You will see it there. Give reasons. See that person said give reasons why the starch indicator was added. You will see the molar mass there. So the molar mass of iodine given here is what? Is 127. So now, to get our x now, it will be what? Our x will be given as what? 0.025 times 127. that will give us 0.025 times 1 will give us what? Will give us 6.35 gram per dm cube. Are you getting me? So that's what to give us 6.35 gram per dm cube. Let me confirm again my calculator. Let me see. Coming times what? 127. Wait, oh. Sorry, we're having are you dying twice here? Sorry. Oh God, it's meant to be 127 times 2. Sorry, meant to be 127 times 2. Yes, that's 254. So yeah, it's meant to be what? 254. I beg you guys don't be angry. Yeah, it's meant to be what? To be 254. I beg. 254. So it gives us this here. So I beg, the molar mass is what? It's 254. I beg. And you guys will be wondering why it was 254. Remember here, when we had S2, what did we do? We multiplied 32 by 2. So here now we're having I2. So what do? We multiply 127 by what? By 2 to get it. Hope you guys understand now. So that's it. So now the answer is what? The gram per dm is what? Is 6.35. Now let me now rub it off now and go back to what? The initial formula. So we now have our what? Our gram per dm cube of what? Of iodine to be what? To be 6.35. Let me rub this one off too as well. So now putting it now in this formula, it becomes what? Becomes 6.35 over 9 times what? 100 over 1. What do we have? 6.35 divided by 9 times 100. It becomes what? 70.55555. So I will say 56%. So the formula, so the answer now is what? The percentage by mass of what? Of iodine in the sample is what? Is given as what? This. That's the answer. So you see. So all these formulas, you need to know them. Yes, because of they can bring the question from any angle. So now we are done with the first part of question on titration. Now let's go to what? To question number 2. So you guys can see, I want to solve at least 3 questions on this aspect or 2, so that you guys can practice the rest in class. Because in class, I think the class should be on Friday or on Saturday, so that we can practice, and what on Sunday, so that we can practice and perfect before what your let me see when it's chemistry practical. Let me check very well so that I can be sure of when it's chemistry practical. Coming, guys. Okay, so from what I have here, your chemistry practical is on the 20th of May. So there's time. Today is 12th. That means the exam is next week Wednesday. Okay, God will help us. So now the next part, which is what? Question number 2. Question number 2. Let's start with question 2A. Now, like I said, question 2A, or when you are dealing with what? Any question on titration, the first thing you need to do is that what? You need to know the average titer value, not what? To make that reading or the table you get. But if your teacher did not tell you the average titer value, then you need to what? Make the table yourself and find it. So for me, I will assume that I already know my average titer value. She gets probably my teacher already told me one side. The answer is 12.5. But here, the average titer value is what? Is 16.1. So average titer value is 16.1. In this context, she gets 16.1 centimeter cube. And note, this average titer value is always the same as what? As the volume of the acid. I beg, don't forget. So since I already have this as 6.1, let's do the table. I will show you the trick now. Let's do the table now. So this is our table. Remember to follow the practical instructions. I beg, follow the practical instructions. Let me see. They will tell you the number of times to carry out the readings. Yes, they will tell you the number of times to carry out the readings. So I don't know how many times they usually say it, but I know they will tell you. It will be in instruction, but I don't have it in this question here. So I'll just keep it. So initially, okay, let's just go on. So we have burette reading. No, I can't have burette reading here. No, okay, we have burette reading here / what? Titration, right? In this angle. So we put our this in here, put 1, I'll put my rough titer value, put my first titer value, put my second titer value. Now you can have either first titer value or second titer value or a third titer value. I feel like they used to give instruction for this one because I don't really have the question right there. Let me check. I don't really have the questions here. If not, I will have told you whether they used to tell you the number of times you titrate. I think I don't know, but it's not here at all, so I cannot really say about that. But normally the standard one I used to use, no, the one I used during my time was a 3 titer value. So since you know what your average titer value is, what is 60.1, let's proceed. What do we have here? We have what final reading, we have what initial reading, and then we have what our volume of acid here, right? So now 60.1, now you ask yourself, what will give you 60.1? Oh yeah, ask yourself, what do you think will give you 60.1? Now let me tell you the truth. What will give you 60.1 here is what? When, like, what will you divide by, what 3 values when divided by 3 will give you 60.1? This is what? 15.9, 16.0, yes, 16.0. Oh god, don't let me confuse you guys. It will be what? 16.0, 16.0, 16.1, and what? 16.2. So that will be your values of here. So it will be what? 16.0, 16.1, 16.2. Like I said, yeah, just the same thing here, 16.2 as well. So you get, that's how you do it. Then you cannot do the rest. Like it's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. Like it is not in anywhere hard. Like you know even hard. You don't go far. So you get, you know, go far. So yes. So now 16.2. Let's start from here first. Let's start from here. This one I can say here should be 16.5. Here should be 0.3. Give me 16.2. Here I can say here should be what? Here should be 16.2. Here should be what? 0.1. No, here should be 0.2 as well. Yes. Oh yes. Then here can be what? 16.1. Here should be 0.00. You can see it from my table. See, this is very, very simple. Once you already know what your, what's called it, your average data value, the main things are very, very simple. You get just it's smalls, guys, it's smalls. So that's how you do it, Sha. That's how you do it. Coming, try to get this last one, and then 4.9. So I will just advise you, beg your teacher to give you what is average data value, because all that you need is what is his average data value. And what it can give you, your table is good to go. So you get, because of WAEC, what when you look at these values here, like do what is pay attention to. Everything here is what is look out for. So you get, WAEC looks out for these ones and this one. So you get to check whether there is any value that is too big, and so it can catch you. So that's just it. So you just tell your teacher that you need is what is average titer value. So you get, and then you are good to go. But if your teacher is very wicked, Sha, good luck to you guys. You carry your practical there, and don't forget everybody's I don't know, probably you guys can decide on one value to use as a student as well. You get in your school, like you guys should just agree among yourself to use what one particular value. Oh no, you can't do that too, because most correlates. Okay, so that's it, by the way. So now let's go straight to what the question aspect. Now 16 points what? Sorry, 2.2b Roman figure 1, 2bi. 2bi now says that what? From your results and information provided, calculate the conc of A. Yeah, now guys, let's check our bomb. Conc of A. I believe we all know this one now. Conc of A. Anywhere you hear conc of A, you know what to do. Sure, yet you know what to do. Like I said, this thing will always come out. This particular thing, it comes out your exam. You know, born away, come out. You come out. So now, conc of A. Now, let's proceed. So to get the conc of A now, you check in the question. Were we given anything? They said A is a solution of 5 grams of HNO3 in 500 cm cube of solution. So A is what? Is HNO3, and B is what? B is the solution of what? Of NaOH. So B is what? NaOH. So now To find the conc of A in mole per dm cube, you need to pay attention here. Oh. You know, they already give us what the form they already gave us the value of what of the gram per dm cube. But yeah, they are telling us that what that A is a solution of what? The solution containing 5 grams of HNO3 in 500 cm cube. Sure you get. So we are going to find what the gram per dm cube ourselves. So that'll be what? That'll be 5 grams over what? The 500 cm cube. Right? 5, yes. Yes, exactly. Times what? 100 over 1. This is the formula for what? For converting this towards to what's called it? To the gram per dm cube. So we have what? 10.00 gram per dm cube. That's it. Can you see it now? That's how you convert it. Now, since we already have what our gram per dm cube, and the formula for what conc of A normally is what? Is conc of, sorry, the formula for conc of A in mole per dm cube is what? Is this over molar mass. So the next thing we do is we find the molar mass of each HNO3. So now the molar mass of what? Of HNO3 will be what? In brackets 1 plus what? Plus N is what? Is 14 plus what? Plus O is what? Is 16 times 3, right? And then we'll be having our, this is to be what? 1 plus 14 plus 14, that's going to give us what? 48 plus 14 plus 1 to give us what? 63. That's 63 what? Gram per mole. Which then gives us what? So now the conc of A in mole per dm cube will now be what? 10 grams per dm cube divided by what? 63. And that will give us what? That will give us what? 10 divided by 63. 10 divided by what? 63. Will give us what? 0.1587. 0.1587 mole per dm cube. That's the answer. So you get that for A. Now this particular stuff here, I'll write it here. Where's my rag? Oh boy. Don't mind my rag, Jerry. So that's it, guys. So we've gotten our conc of A. Okay, so the next question now says, I'm coming. The next question now says we should find what? We should find the conc of B in mole per dm cube. This rag is troubling me. So let me write it here. Let me call it CA. CA is equals to, okay, no. Don't let me rush yet. So everybody, we all know what our conc of A is right now, right? 0.158 mole per dm cube. Now, so done. Now, 2BII now, you now say find what? We find the conc of B in what? In mole per dm cube. So you get. Find the what? The conc of B in what? In mole per dm cube. Are you getting me? So now, to find this one, you ask yourself, what formula will I use? Like, which formula I will use by? But then, write out what you already have. Our CA is what? Is 0.158. Our CB is what? Is what we're looking for. Our VA is what? 16.1. And our VB is what? 25.0. Remember, I told you, remember, it's 5.0 always. Okay. So now, which formula am I going to use? Now, you use what? This formula again. CAVA equals to NA over what? CBVB NA over what? Over NB. That's the formula you use. Shikena, like no stress. So now, we already know what our CAVCB, we know this one already. What is our what? Our NA and NB. Please, everybody, go back to the question and look at the equation that you wrote down. Look at the equation she gets. The chemical equation I was written was what? Was HNO3 plus what? NaCl NaOH gives us what? NaNO3 plus what? Plus H2O. Now, our acid is what? Is this. Right? This is our acid. This is our base. What's the number of moles here? Is 1. This one gets to what? Is 1. If it's not 1, they'll put 2 here or they'll put 2 here. If it's not 2, they'll put 3 here. She gets. But since the no value is here, we as as what? That is 1. So therefore, Na and Nb will be 1, 1 each. So now, let's solve. 1 times this one will give us what? So, what do? We cross multiply. She gets. We have 1 here. So it's what? 1 times everything here, and then 1 times everything here. So we'll be having what? 1 times, open bracket, Ca 0.158, right? Times what? Va 16.1 equals to what? 1 times what? Cb times what? 25, right? So now, what does it give us? This gives us what? 0.158 times 16.1 gives us what? 2.55, right? Or let me say 556 equals to what? This one gives us what? 25 Cb. Now, to get Cb now, we divide both sides by what? By 25. When we do that, our Cb then becomes what? Cb then becomes, divided by 25, our Cb becomes what? 0.102 mole per dm cube. Simple as ABC. You can see. That's how it is. So, you can see like this now. You're already getting like this now. So, on the top of the WAEC, you just be enjoying it. So, you get, you go to enjoy your body. You go to enjoy and well. So, we've gotten the B part now to be what? To be 0.102. Right? So, this one now is now what? Completed. So, now, let's go to the next question. And, okay, but I don't skip any part too. Oh, that one is really simple, Jerry. So, this particular part on titration, you usually have what? 3 calculations and then 1 theory or 4 calculations. She gets. The previous one, we had a definition there. They said that what? Give reasons why the starch indicator was not added. She gets. That was the question there. So I skipped because of just the normal stuff. You should know it by now. You're a chemistry student. So that's why I skipped it. She gets. So just go and read on it. You have the material, just read on it and learn it. She gets. Although that one will not come to exam. Please be careful. That one will not come to exam. Just learn it, in case they ask you. So now we've gotten our 2AI and 2AII. Now to get our 2AII, they said 2AII, find the conc of B in gram per dm cube. Oh la la, same thing again. So now to find the conc of B in what? In gram per dm cube. Find the conc of B, conc B in gram per dm cube. What did I tell you to do? I taught you before. So it's just the same process. It's just the same process. Now to find the conc of B in gram per dm cube, you have to what? Use the formula. Conc in gram per dm cube. She gets. So, So the conc of what's called it? The conc of, so you use normal formula. She gets from per dm cube. The conc of B you go per dm cube. Usually what? Conc of B in gram per dm cube over molar mass. So the conc of B now in gram per dm cube is same as saying what? Conc of B she gets is equals to what? Molar mass, right? Times what? Conc of B in mole per what? Per dm cube. That's the formula she gets. So right now, since we already know this, we just multiply this by what? By the molar mass. And what's the molar mass of what? Of NaOH. So now, to find the molar mass of NaOH, to find the molar mass, it will be what? What's Na? That's sodium. 23 plus what? Plus 16 plus 1. That will give you what? 17. Plus, yeah, that should give you 40, right? Yes, that's 40. So you're having what? 40 times 0.102. That will give us what? 40 times 0.102. That will give us what? 4.08 gram per what? Per dm cube. That's the answer, guys. So that's it. Easy peasy, right? Yes. So now let's now move on to the next aspect, which is the last question on question 2, and it says, find the mass of NaO3 formed. Find if 250 centimeter cube of NaOH were neutralized. So we have to find what the mass of NaOH. So 2BIV, find the mass of NaOH. Now, to find the mass of what of NaOH in this question, we are going to use what this very important formula she gets, which is what mole mass and mole relationship. Yes. Which is going to be what mass and mole relationship she gets. I'm going to teach you guys that right now, so I need to pay very good attention. So before we can get the mass of NaOH, we need to know the number of moles of NaOH. I get me. And how can we get the number of moles of NaOH? The formula will be given as what? The number of moles of NaOH is given as what? As mole conc times what? The volume over what? Over 100. Should get. So 0.102 times the volume of the base. Abi? No, sorry, times the volume given to us there. Yes, 250. Yes. Please, what is in base here again? No. There is the volume given to us in the question. Remember, they said that the mass of NaO3 formed if 250 centimeter cube she gets of NaOH was neutralized. So that's what we're working out there. That's 250 there. So over what? Over 100. So this should give us let's go back to it. Times 250, 25.5 over 100 should give us what? 0.255, right? So that's the number of moles of NaOH. So now that we now know the number of moles of NaOH, we can now use the to find the yes, we can now use to find wait, something's wrong here. We have to find the mass of NaNO3. I shown that something's wrong. That's I'm confused. Yeah, so we can now use the number of moles here to find the mass of NaNO3. So you get NaNO3. Yes. So NaNO3. So like I said, we're using mole mass relationship formula to find it. Are you getting me? So that will help us to do it. All right, so let me rub this off. Please keep that in your head. I beg. 0.255. That's the number of moles of NaOH. Okay, so now we go back to the equation. So you get. We go back to the equation, which is this. Look at the chemical equation given to us in the question, whereby we're told that 1 mole of NaOH gives us 1 mole of NaNO3. So we write here, since 1 mole of NaOH will give us 1 mole of NaNO3. Therefore, 0.255 mole of this, which is NaOH, will also give us 0.255 mole of this. So since we now have the mole of NaNO3, we can now solve. Remember, the formula for number of moles normally is is mass over molar mass. So you get, so number of moles normally is is mass over over molar mass. And since we know that our number of moles here is is 0.255, so you get, so it will be 0.255 mass over what's the molar mass of NaNO3? I beg fast. The molar mass of NaNO3 is we have sodium here, which is 23 plus nitrogen 14 plus 16 16 times times 3, that's 85. So that would be over 85. So now mass, this times this. So now mass then equal to 0.255 times 85, and that gives us what? That gives us our final answer to be what? I'm coming, let me press it here. Times 0.255. Yes, that gives us what? Is it 0.2? I'll be 0.02. Hey, come in now. Yes, 0.02. 0.02, I beg. So that will be what? That will be 2.167 grams. All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I will stop for today because I've already gone past 1 hour. I don't know if I'm wrong, but yeah, I'm teaching here. I've already gone past what? 1 hour. Yes. So let's stop here for today. Titration. And your exam is on the 20th. Your exam is on the 20th. That is next Wednesday. I'll make another video for you guys tomorrow. So there'll be part 1 and there'll be part 2. You guys watch them. You have to watch it. Or probably I will. Okay, yes. I know what to do. This one I've taught now will be what you guys will watch since it's majorly calculation. Then part 2 and part 3, that is section B and section C for the practical, will be what? Will be done online on WhatsApp. So on Sunday, instead of having the math class, we'll be having what? An intense revision on chemistry practical. You get it now? So everybody, once the video drops, watch it. I'm telling you, every single thing I've done here today will come out on the exam. And also during the class, we'll practice more and more questions. So you get my goal here is to show that what you people know what you are doing. So you get, so that you don't just go to the exam with the aim of copying. I get me. I want to know what you are doing, so that in case you haven't seen your partner stuff, you know that this guy is doing rubbish. You can even correct your partner instead of copying your partner. Do you get it now? So that's it, guys. So now, thank you all so much for seeing me today. Remember, this is just the beginning. More to come. I get me. More to come. Like there is more class to come. So just stay tuned, subscribe, share this with all your friends writing WAEC this year, whether science, art, or commercial. Because we are still coming back to what? To English, math, and what? And economics. Yes, it's gonna be a long ride. So I want you guys to share to your friends and what? And get ready. This is what is JTA. Do not joke with us. So once again, my name is Justified, and I'm the CEO of what? Of this wonderful academy. So guys, pay attention, watch this video to the end, and what? Take note of everything I've said here. You get, and I'll see you in class on Sunday. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now, guys.